you know, there's a face and people see that, you know. Saka ukasasunza roko, I'll just come to you. What challenges have you faced so far as a chemical engineer in your field? I know it's a male-dominated field.
Okay, so I'll start from when we were at school. We find that the ratios, like engineer Joy has clearly, the ratios are quite lower when it comes to girls in our class. I think we're 20%. However, I think now that the years have gone by, it's now better we have a higher support system. Then recently I just got attached to a certain company, and I faced quite some challenges because I remember, like any other worker at the company, we had to do shifts, and at one time I was a night shift, and people, most men, yeah, I remember in the shift I was the only lady, and men would also be like, what are you doing here? Women are not supposed to be working night shift. You're supposed to be at home. I wouldn't want any of my relatives to be like working at this kind of time. So it's one of the challenges that I faced, which I can really say I've seen in the dominated industry of engineering. So yeah, I'm here to really find inspiration from engineer Jane Matumbe to first to see how I can face this situation. I know there is more to come because I've also been following your social media, and you've mentioned, and from the book I want to also learn how I can overcome the challenges that I'm facing and the more that I need to face.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Shani. I think that's what I've been talking about. Right, there was another hand up. Okay. Can you tell us your name and what you major in?
Hi everyone. My name is Tari Omareka, and I did civil and water engineering at NAST. I graduated last month. So I'll start with when I was at school too. You get to see that when you're in class, even lecturers sometimes, they pass funny comments to girls. There's a course that we do that's called structural analysis, which is like the design of structures. So it's considered the most challenging course because you get to see that most people then repeat it. Even lecturers saying, comments like those are comments that might stick to some, and you get to see that girls then do actually tend to fail the course because kuchitotanga the lecturer atoti kosi vasikana munovarwa nekosi. So I think that's something that we should also tell like people who are lecturers in school. Say that if you're a lecturer, you should be someone who's encouraging and not be someone who puts like this gender stereotypes vasikana. Then currently, since I just graduated, I'm working for an organization called STEM, which is under Elevate Trust, which looks to empower young girls to take up STEM courses. So this is something that I'm really passionate about. And when I saw that Engineer Makobe is writing a book about this, I said I should come because it's something that I didn't want to pass on to the girls that I mentor, which I have like 220 girls, to tell them that they are women who are doing great in this field, that it's actually possible for you guys too. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you so much. Saka trend yachakafanana anditi. Trend yachakafanana. I hope my engineers mamwe varume vari muno matinamboita those remarks because you not discourage. Right. Finally, engineer Mavia, maybe you can tell us your experience before Tadz or Kera Kuna Oka. Uh, Thank you, MC. As for me, so you find that I studied at Bona, and fortunately for me, I managed to get some career guidance. I think during our session, I was a few years ahead of joy, and that's the time that I made the decision. By then, I wanted to be a doctor, but after being identified that I had a strength in maths, so I was chosen that I had to do physics and chemistry, no biology. So that's then channeled me to do engineering. And from then on, I haven't looked back and then said, okay, since the decision has been made for me, I may as well just accept the route. So I did the sciences, I did math, physics, and chemistry at A level. I remember our CEO is always looking at me because he was one of our lecturers. That I finished the first class with a book prize. So to me, I realized that if you set yourself to do something, you can achieve. So that actually gave me confidence, such that even going to the industry, given that I passed with the first class, I had a book prize, and every year I was the first person in the class. So I said, it means I can do anything. So even when I joined the industry, I had that confidence that I can do anything that's given to me. So in terms of my career, I've been mainly in building services. And some of the projects that I've done include like the Joiner City, the Eastgate building, and outside Zimbabwe, I've done a couple of projects in Zambia, in Botswana, in Mauritius, in Swaziland. So you find it exciting. Like when you do engineering, you have the opportunity to work anywhere. Like Engineer Jay was saying, you can be involved in a project somewhere very remote because they don't have the services. So engineering is very exciting, and it's good that we now have role models whereby other upcoming engineers can look up to. And what is important is also to realize that after graduating, you can encounter obstacles like you find that generally one would expect them to have a family, and at times, if you are not focused, you may find yourself then dropping from the main line of engineering and joining other software jobs. So it's important to remain in the field where you are trained so that we don't lose our own engineers. So that has given me strength to remain in the practice, and now I'm more than 26 years of experience and I'm remaining in the field. Thank you.
Leave this for my sister Joy to give us her experiences and focus on her book. So yeah, come back in a year or two for my trilogy. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. You just come because people they believe that engineers are boys, so they can come into a room and they look at you and say, "Oh, madam, please make me a cup of tea whilst they wait to see the engineer." Once you make that, you got me you tip me off. I would pounce on you and just land on you like a ton of bricks, and I would really kick you. So that was me when I was younger. But as you get older, you as an engineer, you choose your fights. For me, I just tell you, I give you a rope and you just tie yourself with that rope. And I get more satisfaction now when you come in and you tell me, "Oh, make me a cup of tea, I'm waiting for the boss." If I'm in a good mood, I'll make the tea, I serve it to you, then I go and wait. Then my team comes in and they say, "Oh, engineer, we are now ready." And you look at me and like, "What? So this is the boss who made the tea?" I smile at you, I wink, and then the meeting continues. So that to me now I now get more fun from that than the fighting part. Of course, when you're younger, you want to fight. And in the book I mentioned there's an occasion where I really fought this guy, and no one would really tame or just calm me down. So yeah, there's an incident there. And also when even in a project I was managing in Uganda, we went to France to take a look at pumps that inspect, when you buy merchandise from far, then I felt myself calm down. Then I just said, "Excuse me, I didn't come to France to look beautiful in your boardroom." There was a moment of silence. They all looked at each other and then they just Say, huh? You know, all started speaking all at once. No, sorry. Sorry, no. I will apologize. And from then on, the meeting continued in English. So it is those things you need to speak up. When you're a young engineer, I know sometimes things just flow over your head. You don't like what's happening, but still also you don't have the guts to stop it. But yeah, it comes also with the experience and the maturity. But strive for that, to speak up. Never let people talk above you, or you're in a meeting, it happens also a lot. You have a point that you want to put across, and you're speaking. And then it's John, just, sorry, there are Johns around. John just jumps in and starts saying, another point. For me, I say, excuse me, John, let me just finish. And then I don't wait for John to say, you can go ahead. Then I continue with my sentence and finish off. So that's the thing, be in charge, take control. They'll do that once or twice. After that, they know, this one. When they're speaking, let's listen. After they finish their points, I'll talk. So, but if you let them interject, they know that, this one can just come. And you know what happens is, they now say what you wanted to say. You gave them an idea. They say and they get the pat on the back and they get the promotion. So that promotion is yours. Don't let people take your points in the meeting. When they interject back nicely. Excuse me, let me just finish off. Then you finish off your point, then you settle. Just like the girl boss that you are. Thank you. I think the rest is in here. There are tips in here. I have fallen. I remember because of my fights when I was younger, a contract was not renewed. Well, they are lost anyway. But when you pick your fights, you find that you don't fight that much often. It just happens like that. So read about where I've fallen and see how you can do it better. Where I've succeeded, you tweak it here and there, and see also how you can also use suit. Because trust me, it's the same. As women, there is a stereotype and also a precedent. Unfortunately, that is there. When I was given a job to do some consulting for a local company. So for them, they used, as women, we love selfies. I love them. But they have a time. So find on site, before you start anything, the girls now start to selfie each other. So people are saying, engineer Makube, I can't hear. You see? So they just think girls are not serious. Unfortunately. So everything has time. So when I'm on site, I have a job to do, it's the job first. After that, it will be selfie time. So be focused. That is the other thing. I got feedback. This lady says, oh, what did you do? A colleague of mine was saying, where did you get that lady? She's very professional and very focused. There was nothing spectacular that I did. I just knew what I come to do. I did the job. After that, I can go chew on an apple or something, but you have not done any work, you're busy eating, and you're not, people are calling you, you can't hear. So it becomes messed up. So be focused, deliver, and do other things. So unfortunately, we are working to erode that. And for me, the drive is to say, if you see that women can be otherwise, then you know that it is not all women, but women can also be focused and be professional. So it's up to you also as a young woman, as a woman, professional, to make sure you're professional also in your work, and people will definitely take you seriously. They might not want to, but hey, they are forced to because you're there and you're professional and you deliver.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I just want to find out from you, Engineer Makube. Do girls really give each other that support which they really need as tech girls? Do we get to find girls like working together just like probably the male engineers do? Do they give that much support to each other as girls or as women?
From my experience, I think as girls, it's slowly changing with times because with the engineering, we have a group of women engineers. So we support each other from that group. And we hook up, as and when. We need girls are doing this, people come and support you. But it has not been popular with women. And my feeling is that because as women, we don't interact as much as the men. For the guys from work, they go for drinks. And when they're having drinks, they are discussing, I have this challenge at work, how can I tackle it? And they share ideas and become better. As girls, we be trained, you need to be in the home, and it's those roles. You start cooking. So we never interact. Right now, if I go around asking the women, when was the last time you had hooked up with friends just to chat? I'll get one or two to say maybe last weekend, but the others, last year, at Christmas, New Year's Eve. You get my point. So with women, we've got so many roles that we play. We are mothers, we are counselors, we are carers, we have got so much. So sometimes you forget yourself, to have time for yourself. But as women, I think we need time for ourselves with other girls, people of like mind. You share ideas, you get tips and hints, and then things become lighter. Because when you're alone, you think it's just about you. And you can't overcome anything. So we need to interact more as women, make time for ourselves. I know because I also sometimes feel the load, but I try to also make time for myself to interact with other women as well. Okay, thank you. I think I read one of the paragraphs where you talk about the power of influence, the family being behind you, the support from your parents. What advice would you give to parents who have like the girl child or who have girls or daughters who would want to pursue STEM? Just give the girls an opportunity from a young age. It's from the toys that we play with. For an example, for us, my father used to buy us anything, cars, puzzles, things which are tech, where you get to build something. I remember building the doors, horses, from blocks. So it gets the child to think individually.
Didn't get a job in engineering, and I've noticed that especially on LinkedIn, you get a senior person and you're thinking, oh, this person is a very interesting profile. I should probably talk to them. But then they are someone who's older and they're male, and you then see that the topic is not even job related, it's not engineering. They're already talking about, oh, you should visit me at my house, oh, you should come at my farm, something like that. So how do you navigate a field where females are treated as, like when you're talking to a female and you're male, they already have this assumptions that they have other things in mind. So how do you deal with situations?
Yeah, unfortunately, you cannot be responsible for someone's words or someone's actions. They'll definitely say that. And trust me, maybe you'll be looking at me thinking I'm long gone, but I'm still getting advances. Sorry. So I still get that on LinkedIn as well. Yes. So you just ignore. Because for me, I have no time to be explaining to you. You know what I want, but you're just being funny. So I'll just ignore you or just block you. Because you're not supposed to be part of the team or part of my connections, because I'm not in there for that. It's there, Facebook. You're talking about this, someone saying, what's your number? Number for what now? You see? So people like that don't even waste your time, because there's some people whom you think if I school them or if I say, I'm not interested in this, I'm interested in the job, trust me, they know. They do know. So those, just ignore and just move on. All right, thank you. One last question. Okay.
Okay. Thank Anna. I think I'm loud enough. Thank you, MC. My name is Engineer Zoa. I'm from the Power Utilities. Yes, sir. and I'm the chairperson of Mashonaland area. I'll be updating our WhatsApp group. So I haven't seen or touched the book as yet. I'll do so later. But for the sake of my notes, I just wanted to hear from yourself, engineer, about the book. Is there a foreword in the book? And if there is, who wrote it? What is it about? How is the book divided? Is it chapters or sections? What is something like that? How many pages does it have? And what is the cost of the book? Then I proceed on WhatsApp group. That's straight for me, rather than for me to summarize
Okay. All right. The foreword was written by a colleague that I was working with in Uganda. The name is Yokai Makon. She's an IT engineer. So she's the one that wrote this foreword. And then the book, the structure of the book, actually it has, I tried to put it in like a chronological order, starting from birth, where I'm talking, of course, I'm the firstborn. So I'm just looking at, I see Gail is going, yeah, because people, when I talk about, I'm the firstborn, they're like, yeah. But I believe that firstborns have so much responsibility and they're leaders. So it starts from there, where on chapter 1, I talk about born a leader. Then I talk about, chapter 2, I talk about my primary school years. Where we talk about girls not being able to do maths as society tells them, and how parents and society can actually make girls believe that more in themselves that they can do science subjects. Then in chapter 3, I talk about the power of home influence. That is now parenting. So this book basically is for everyone. It's not just for girls. It's also for men, women, how we can be better parents, how we can be better society people, just to encourage and motivate the women in our circles. Chapter 4, I talk about I'm not weak. That's loaded. Then chapter 5, the young engineer. This one I talk about. I think when I talked about the raffle that I'm doing, the process I want to buy books and then give us primary school in Seke, because Seke that is our rural home. So during the holidays we go to Seke, and on those golden sands in Seke, that's where all the engineering came about. Because we built aeroplanes, we built TVs, from all sorts of stuff. So the young engineer was on Seke land. Chapter 6 talks about high school years. What shaped now the interest in engineering. Chapter 7, I'm talking about the road to university. And chapter 8, surviving university. University is also a challenging place where girls either sink or swim, and challenges that they face there. I've written them all in here, and how some of them were able to actually get by. Chapter 9, lessons from my mother. I also interviewed my mom. I talked to her. During the time, she's a registered nurse and midwife. So I was curious to say, back then, because even from the stories that you tell us, their parents would never educate a girl. Either girls are prostitutes or girls language like that. So I wondered how she got her father to educate her to be the nurse that she is. So I talk about lessons from my mother in chapter 9. Chapter 10, I talk about conversations with my father. That's where I was talking about the Barika issue. I also talked to him on that issue, how we survived it, and maybe just try to see maybe the impact that it had on his life and later on our lives as his children. And then I talk about, in chapter 11, the princess in me. I believe I'm a princess. You might not think so, but I do. So I talk about the princess in me. Just loving yourself. Just saying that, I am somebody. I can be somebody. I can make impact. No matter what voices around you are saying. So that's the princess in me in chapter 11. Chapter 14, take girls in love. Yes, we are take girls, but we also fall in and out of love. I know that talking from the boys that I went to school, they say, I'll never marry an engineer. Which are pointer. And the stories that come from there, some I've captured in. So I mentioned those issues of take girls in love in chapter 14. Then chapter 15, single parenthood. Stigma actually, this is a single parent. Hey, asifami, asakazorabwa, murume womunhu, asakatora mukadzi womunhu, society. So I talk about single parenthood and how you can raise strong, powerful children as a single parent. And in chapter 16, I talk about raising the daughter I want. I know you can never really be 100% as parents. But I think at the end of the day, when you strive to be the best parent that you can be and raise an adult or a human being who will survive and also make impact in their own right, I think you'll have tried. So in that chapter, I talk about raising the daughter I want. That's my daughter. She's taller than me, but she's still my daughter. And that's the daughter I've raised. Yeah, I'm happy so far with the work that I did in her. So that is in chapter 16. So, yeah, so that's basically the chapters that are there. And then at the end of each chapter, I have put there some lessons, a summary of lessons, just to help and summarize. Like, let me just take an example. This is what? The power of home influence, that's chapter 3. At the end of the chapter, I put a summary of lessons. The home environment is extremely important in shaping children's beliefs. Parental support is necessary if children are to try new things and stick with them. Then the last lesson was stereotyping roles disadvantages children from finding and following their passions. So that is at the end of each chapter, there are lessons a summary of lessons that we can learn. So that's basically the structure of the book, and it's about my journey. And also, I'm still on the journey. Yeah. Oh, the pages. The cost. And the cost, each copy is $15, and special note or signature from the author comes $20. Out when you're a junior engineer, unfortunately, no one wants to give you time or an opportunity. So every opportunity I get when I liaise with people like engineers and other engineers, I always ask them, give the girls a chance. Because sometimes they're disqualified before you are even given a chance to prove what you can and cannot do. You see, so already, when you stand there's Mary, there's John. Engineers will say, John, come to my office tomorrow. Mary, but if I marry an opportunity, Mary anonetsa or anodi, and then also akanachinetsa she could Mary anetse. Mentor them, second my young engineers. See people like I was talking about selfies. Even though I don't put the like that girl in Uganda, I told her that she must selfies myself because you are building someone as but say what selfies and you don't do anything. We need to mentor those people, those girls. We are there. But you do work, you can do selfies later. Listen, they're calling for you, they need you to give this and that. So that one learns. So girls generally, it's just in industry, you're given second priority in terms of being given a chance. So Ina was given a chance. Someone took a chance on me. But I said, no, she can, from Zimbabwe, she can head that project and just move on. And they never seen me, been on a site with me, but they gave me a chance. They gave me an opportunity. Now, when they give you an opportunity, it's your time to shine. I always tell, they always have, I say, for me, if you give me an opportunity, for me, it's a single bullet. And I have to aim and I have to strike. Saka, when I went to Uganda, I was there for a purpose to say, I can do this. I'll show that I can do this. I had to work extra hard because anyway, people don't know you there. Saka, they're wondering. And I was working also, it was the contractor. I said, huh? You come out here? I'm not a woman, you want to be in charge? I said, yeah. What's, he says, but yeah, it's out in the bush. And I said, no, I knew it was in the bush. And I'm here specifically for that. So they are waiting. You know, when someone also says that, they are waiting. I think after months, we'll just say, you know what? I need this, I need that, I need the wings and ships. I don't get that here, so I'm leaving. So they were amazed. I was there up to the project, after we commissioned the project, and that was 3 years later. But you have to put in extra work because they feel you can't do it. You know, you're going to fail. So you have to put in extra work. But what I always tell people now is the engineer I am now I don't have to prove anything to anybody. That is your prerogative. If you think I'm good or I'm not good, fair and fine, I know I'm good. You know, so I really do, and I'm comfortable in my own space. I'm not going to balance on a lever just to prove to you that I'm a good engineer. No, I don't have time for that. So after years where you have built a name for yourself, or you feel, because sometimes we want people to feel that we are good for us. What do you feel? Are you good? I'm good in this, but I lack this. Then you work on what you're not good at to perfect. We are always working for excellence, as Pastor has said. We all strive for excellence. So that is what we are striving for. So if you are comfortable in your skin, no one can challenge this up. It reminds me in Uganda, there was some trickling filters. So I had some clerks that worked with me. So I said, guys, just check to make sure that the water is flowing. So I was down. And when the works are complete, you have to use wooden ladders. And so they say, engineer, are you not coming up to check for yourself? Like I said, my dear, I don't need to prove to you that I can go up a ladder. Go and check. I'm down here. Tell me what's happening up there. So those are some of the things. But if you are younger, if you don't go up there, they're like, you get the point. Yeah. So at certain stages of our professions, we have to do certain things. And at a certain time, you're comfortable, you don't really care much, and whatever someone else thinks doesn't have any much impact on your profession anyway. So you just flow like that.
I just add that don't also expect opportunity just because you're a woman. You still need to put in the work. Just like any job opportunity, you need to stand out, whether you're a woman or you're a man. If you're going to apply for a job, even as men, for someone else to see you, you need to stand out. That's the same kind of principle you should also apply, whether you're a woman or a man. You need to stand out amongst all those people. Be recognized, be seen. So which means you need to put in the work. So just don't expect to be given an opportunity just because you're a woman. Because that is the other thing that women engineers actually, we end up getting a bad name. Because we go looking for work or go to some employers and expect to be hired just because I'm a female engineer who is lazy, who doesn't put in the work, who doesn't know their work, but is just riding on the coattails of the fact that you're a woman. So work hard and make sure if you're walking away from there, you're putting your all and they haven't chosen you, and seeing you lacking in it. Just try and find out what it is that you're lacking and go and work on it.
Okay, thank you. Well said. And some of it just because I'm a woman. Havasi kundiita so because inini ndiri mukadzi, and you're not giving your all. In every profession, you just have to work hard. Not only engineering, case, but this is not tell the softer side. Just because I'm a woman, and what it was so. Let's work hard. And Panoshan, sure, like she's saying, you get honored for that. So let's not take advantage of it just because I'm a woman, so I should get all the favors. Let's work hard in whatever field you're in.
And it's in your first chapter where you said born a leader. That personality or characteristic trait, how important is it for you to use that to get to what you've been saying has been fueling you all these years? How important was that? Because you also mentioned that there are some in your team who have never led before, who have never made a decision before. But academically, they might have the qualifications. So as an example, I work with within a network of creatives and quite academically sound people. But at the end of the day, I still realize we don't get things done because they're not bold enough to be wrong. So with what you have written in the book, does it highlight also the essence of you can be wrong, but you still have to get up and proceed?
Okay, yeah. I think that leadership quality is what makes you, like what Gayle said, to go out and seek things. You know, you don't just sit and wait to say, I'm going to get an opportunity or someone is going to come and look for me. You go out there, you are aggressive to say, I am the master of my own destiny. You know, I need to be out there doing something, you know, for me to shine. As an example, find that what has happened to me was the issue of, you know, of leading made me, because when I went to Uganda, you know, when I got there, now the client was saying, you know what, I think Engineer Makumbe, I think her qualifications could be, let's get someone to let her be an assistant resident engineer, and we get a resident engineer who is more senior, who has more years of experience than her. I wonder whether, you know, they had not seen the years of experience I had before giving me the plane ticket. But anyway, so they, and then over the time on that project, now I was saying, I wanted now to be in charge. I didn't sit back to say, okay, I'm assisting, so I'll not learn. Because there were so many things I didn't know.
Yeah.
You know, there were so many things, but I was aggressive. If I didn't know something, the power of Google, I would go on Google, I would get hold of someone, how do you do this? How even writing a letter to the contractor. You know, it's just not just writing it, it's a contractual letter. So it has to have a certain format or certain style. So when I got there, even I was laughing when we wrapped up the project. I was reading the letters I wrote. In the first few months, I was on site, and the letters I was writing after. Hey, I was laughing. Before, I was like, you know, Mr. So-and-so, please, can you send us the cards for the consultant? You know, our cars don't have a battery, please, when are you buying one? In the last year, I was like, according to clause this and this of the contract, it says that you should be paying this and this for the consultant. Yeah, henceforth with instructed with immediate effect to buy it. And I was like, yeah. So, so you want to be where it's happening. You don't want people to be just taking you by the hand. I wanted to be in the front. And at the end of the day, the resident engineer left. And because I felt I was the leader, I was ready, I approached my bosses and said, you know what, I can lead this site. I can be the resident engineer. And I was scared, of course, like I said, but I wanted to lead. So I got in touch with him, and you know what, he said, yeah, I believe you can do it. I was like, huh? Hello? He says, yeah, we just need to talk to the client. If they give us the go-ahead, they will be in charge of the site. And I became in charge of that site. So that leadership was to put you in front, not just following people.
taking you by the hand. And I was not afraid to fail. That was the thing. Those letters, trust me, some of them would just explode in my face because the contractor would just, contractors they read the contract. So some letters, if they are weak, they can just answer back and say, you know what, this and this. And it just backfires. And the client, the good part was he knew I wanted to learn. And I had shown him that I want to learn. So he was there, said, Joy, come here. This letter, type of letter you don't write. You see now what the contractor said and how it is backfired. Well structured properly. So, and one of my mottos, mistakes are for the living. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. And my motto is, if it doesn't kill me, I'll do it. It's like applications. You say you want someone who go to the moon, what, I'll apply. You've written there your technology, you want someone who has done a nanometer of this and this. I haven't done it. But as long as it's not going to kill me or I'm taking to jail, I'm applying. The worst you can do is throw my CV in the bin. So that's how I live. So don't be afraid to make mistakes. You learn from those mistakes. And by the time I finished that project, I was good. I could read the letter and say, yeah, this is a contractual letter. And seek confirmation. The client, I said to him, what do you think of my letter writing now? He said, Joy, I can sign your letter even in my sleep because now you are good. So it's a learning curve. You don't know everything. Even right now, I don't know everything. I'm still learning, and I'm still open to learning and being better and better at what I do. So once you think you're done, you've reached your peak, then you're finished. Always strive to learn more and more, and perfect your game, and lead others. Don't wait for people to say, guys, let's go and do this. Take other people, guys, you be there in the forefront. Let's do this. Initiate and move. Maybe I just need to wind it up. In a preface, paragraph 3, from line 3, I think up to line 6. My mommy here is a Tiera, the Ashabara, graduation. So she says, I am of the Shona tribe and my clan is the Chiweshe. The men are represented by the eland, a type of antelope which we call Mopi in Shona. Meanwhile, the women are known as Tiera. Tiera women are said to be fearless, and I think she possesses that without fear or favor. Forceful, and she makes things happen. That much I can tell you. Well, that stereotype is not true for some. I probably identify with it. I am Tiera. I am fearless and forceful and make things happen. This is both despite and because of growing up in a patriarchal society that does not recognize and treat women as equals of men. I have summed it all. That's why she's able to do what she has accomplished, what she has achieved so far. And I know she will do more. Thank you very much, Mia Joy. One last question from the audience. Okay.
I was going to read it.
You come from any area, please decide.
Read some more.
Yeah, you never know.
Engineers or
The pulse.
The
pulse is
congratulations. Okay, congratulations to our raffle winners. We now move on to the quiz session. We have 2 questions for 2 marks. for these 10 girl marks. The first question is, which two countries did Engineer Joy Makumbe visit? Those were these. Yes.
Uganda and Tanzania.
Uganda and Tanzania.
Now we're being disqualified.
The second question, Engineer Makumbe went through the chapters of a book. How many chapters does it have?
16.
Sorry?
16.
16. 16 or 60?
16.
16. Very correct.
Accepting my invitation to come. Pastor, thank you for making time to come. I'd like to thank you all. For me, the event was a success, and I'm happy. So let's continue, men, women. Let's continue making impact out there in society. We owe it to the future generations. We owe it to the people around us. Let's motivate, encourage, and inspire someone each and every day with who we are and what we say and what we do. Otherwise, wish you all the best. Have a great Christmas and Project Full 2022.